first in HD. 12 News at noon starts now.
Two fallen Korean War soldiers are finally coming home after all these years. We'll show you how they are being honored today. And some of America's tech giants are meeting with the president at the White House today. What's on the agenda for this cybersecurity meeting the day after the NSA's telephone data collection program was ruled unconstitutional? Hi there, everyone. I'm Mary Sturgill.
And I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Thanks for joining us on 12 News at noon.
And of course, our top stories are coming up. But first, Jeff has a look at today's, looks to be gorgeous forecast.
Yeah, yesterday was really nice. Today it's going to be just as nice. We're looking at temperatures out there in the middle to upper 60s today, right around 66, 67. Plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. 60 at 5 o'clock, maybe heading out to eat or something like that early in the evening. See for look at temperatures into the 50s, and then by late in the evening, we'll see temperatures into the upper 40s. Winds are pretty light out there out of the northwest between about 5 and 10. As we head towards the weekend, we do see rain chances increase and also our temperatures increasing. We'll see highs in the 70s later on this week. We'll look at that forecast in just a little bit.
All right. I love that. Thank you so much. Well, after 6 decades, 2 Korean War veterans are now home. The bodies of Corporal William Aaron Newton and Jerry P. Craig arrived home this morning. Hundreds lined the streets to pay respects to the fallen. Both died while prisoners of war in the Korean War. Through DNA testing, they were recently positively identified. Newton was brought to Coons and Craig was brought to Lake Charles. Students from various Southeast Texas schools lined the route, holding flags and placing their hands over their hearts, receiving an important lesson about freedom.
Because of all the military that served and all the people that served, we have the right to do what we want, and some countries don't have the right to do that. And so freedom is like getting to do what you want and not what someone says you have to do.
Patriot Guard riders and multiple law enforcement agencies escorted the bodies from Bush Intercontinental Airport to their final resting spots. Newton's daughter works in Lumberton ISD. His procession went past all schools for students to pay their respects. Well, testimony resumed this morning in the civil trial filed by the adult children of the couple killed in last year's Thanksgiving Day pileup. The massive car wreck happened just outside of Beaumont on Interstate 10. Vincent and Deborah Leggio were killed in the crash when an 18-wheeler landed on top of their Suburban. Their 3 adult children are suing truck driver Ricardo Fernando Carr and trucking company CR England. Speed and Carr's driving history were at the center of testimony yesterday. Attorneys pointed out his past record, including an accident that killed 2 Florida teenagers in 2007. But the defense attorney pointed out that accident was in his personal vehicle, has nothing to do with work-related stuff. Attorneys for the Leggio family also say, though, the truck's black box report shows the trucker was traveling at 72 miles an hour, the maximum speed allowed by the company. The speed limit in the area is 75 miles an hour. Authorities say fog created an environment for the pileup. The attorney for the family of the victim says, quote, "The fog was an act of nature. What happened to the Leggios was an act of man. It was a disregard for the safety of the public." Testimony resumed at 11 today. Join us tonight for 12 News at 5 on KBMT on ABC for what testimony was given in court today. Well, if you have a Mega Millions lottery ticket, you are probably hoping for a huge win, and if the ticket sales stay brisk, it would be the biggest U.S. lottery prize in history. The jackpot has risen to $636 million and counting. No ticket matched the 6 numbers needed to win Friday's $425 million prize. Ticket sales could push today's jackpot above last year's record $656 million prize. We're not far off. If no one picks the exact combination of numbers, the prize will keep growing until the next drawing on Friday. Get this, the after-tax lump sum is an astounding $316.5 million. Well, a day after a judge ruled one of the NSA's data mining programs is likely unconstitutional, the White House is hosting executives from some of the top tech agencies, including Apple, Yahoo, Netflix, and Twitter. As Andrew Spencer reports, they'll be talking to the president about a lot more than jobs.
President Barack Obama meets with some of the biggest names in tech today, including Google Chairman Eric Schmidt, Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, and Apple CEO Tim Cook. The White House bills it as a meeting on cybersecurity and the failures of the Obamacare website. But officials say they'll also be talking about national security. The tech industry has protested some of the most high-profile NSA snooping programs, and this meeting comes just a day after a federal judge said he believes data mining domestic phone records is unconstitutional.
This is what happens when important legal issues are decided in open courts, where both sides get to make legal arguments, rather than in secret courts where the government alone gets to present arguments to a court.
The program was first revealed by NSA leaker Edward Snowden, who released a statement Monday saying other programs would be found unconstitutional as well. Still, some lawmakers just can't agree with the way classified information was leaked.
Obviously, there's some good that was done here in terms of disclosing the operations of this NSA program, but I think that maybe in some ways he may have exposed some of our people to great dangers in the process of doing that.
I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
And this just in, Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius announced today that tech executive Kurt Delbene, who most recently was president of Microsoft's Key Office Division, has been tapped to oversee the continued efforts to fix the troubled healthcare.gov website. Sebelius says Delbene has agreed to stay on the job through at least the first half of next year. He will replace Jeff Zients, who was brought in on an interim basis to fix the site after the massive problems that prevented people from being able to sign up for health care coverage after the start of the program on October 1st. Also on Capitol Hill, the bipartisan budget compromise is one step closer to passing. It already passed the House and today cleared a critical procedural hurdle in the Senate, increasing the likelihood it will win final congressional approval this week. The vote was 67-33, with 12 Republicans joining all 55 Democrats to break a GOP-led filibuster of the measure. However, there is a sticking point in the deal that many have an issue with.
We're about to have a significant reduction in the retirement benefits of disabled military personnel, people who've served 20 years in the United States military. Their pay is going to be cut as much as $70,000 for staff sergeant over their lifetime.
Undersigned senators, in accordance with the
full Senate vote is expected to happen this week and would help avoid another government shutdown in January. In other political news, it's arguably the most important state in the race for the White House, and a new poll suggests that if the 2016 presidential election were held today, Republican Chris Christie would narrowly top Democrat Hillary Clinton in the crucial swing state of Iowa. According to the Quinnipiac University poll released this morning, 45% of registered voters in the Hawkeye state say they would back Christie, the Republican governor of New Jersey, if he were the GOP presidential nominee. Now, 40% say they would support Clinton, the former Secretary of State and senator from New York, if she were the Democratic Party's nominee. Christie's 5-point lead is just outside the survey's sampling error. And a consumer alert for you. Toys R Us opens its doors for a shopping marathon. This is not child's play. Toys R Us stores nationwide will open Saturday at 6 a.m. and stay open around the clock until 9 p.m. on Christmas Eve. That's 87 hours straight of shopping if you wanted to do it. Shoppers will be able to buy items online and pick them up at the store within an hour. And take a look at this video. Look beyond the cans of paint, past the poinsettias, and you'll see some Christmas trees get lit up. A woman backed her car through a plate glass window of a hardware store in Massachusetts, hitting several Christmas trees and holiday displays. Now, the woman in the van was backing up to load some road salt and accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake. Luckily, no one was hurt, just a very few close calls. A health alert for you. Lung cancer deaths continue to go down in this country. Every year, the National Cancer Institute compiles a report on the latest cancer statistics. And this year's analysis shows death rates for lung cancer are falling faster than in years past. Researchers say the decline is due to fewer smokers. The drop in lung cancer rates contributed to a larger decline in cancer deaths overall. From 2001 to 2010, mortality rates for all cancers went down 1.8% per year among men and 1.4% among women. There were slight increases, however, in cancers of the uterus, pancreas, and the liver. A Raleigh, North Carolina television news anchor and his family upped the ante on Christmas cards. I don't know if any of us can beat this one. They made a video dressed in Christmas jammies, and it's gone viral. Jenny Mose checks out the festive fun.
Oh, yeah!
If you send out one of those old-fashioned year-in-review Christmas newsletters, now you've got to compete with this.
Dancing in the front yard night and day, and the neighbors walk by and this is what they say.
Are these Christmas jammies?
They are Christmas jammies.
The family's year summed up to the beat of Will Smith's song Miami while dressed.
In my Christmas jammies.
And the dad doing most of the jamming is none other than Raleigh, North Carolina anchorman Penn Holderness, rapping his daughter's achievements.
She can count to 100 in Chinese, and she can now read books about as thick as these.
Not to be outdone, Penn's almost 4-year-old son.
And in case you didn't see it, well, you should. It's pretty vital that he dressed up like a chief and shook his hips in a recital.
And then there's Mom, Kim, who got a bit part as a reporter this year in Iron Man 3.
That's me!
Towards the end of the video, we find out that the WNCN anchorman will soon be weighing anchor.
Next month, he's stepping off the anchor desk. It's the biggest decision of his life. He's gonna quit his job and come work with his wife.
Doing what? Making videos, of course, at their own video production and marketing company. You know news people, they're always broadcasting secrets.
There's room for child number 3, but I just had a vasectomy.
And it's hard to find things that rhyme with vasectomy, really.
Penn even did the vasectomy with Flair. He and 3 friends went together to do the deed. They call themselves the Vaz Pack. Those are soothing packs of frozen peas on their laps. Dad wasn't doing press about his Christmas jammies since he's still an anchorman for the CNN affiliate, and even his son tried to shut down our interview.
Mommy, close it.
You can close it now.
Zaj.
But before signing off, Mom expressed regret about their jammies.
I'm really wishing at this point I had chosen something without horizontal stripes across my backside.
There are always vertical stripes for next year. The thing is, they bought the jammies last year online, and since then, most of the family has expanded.
My jammies fit me just right, but my daddies are a little tight.
Tight? We think your dad's pretty loose. Jeannie Mose. CNN. New York.
You have to watch the whole thing. It's on YouTube, and it's called Christmas Jammies. It is hilarious. And it was only posted 5 days ago, and it already is up to more than 940,000 views. And here to tell us all about that is Jennifer Ristori. The kids are out of school next week. What a great idea for them to just come to the Stark Museum of Art and make all this wonderful stuff.
Absolutely. So next week on December 26th, 27th, and 28th, and then on December 31st, and then on January 2nd and 3rd. So you've got 6 chances.
Yeah, you're not going to miss it.
6 chances to come out and make with us. We're going to be making 2 art activities every day, 2 art activities in our lobby, and we'll have a scavenger hunt, and you can win a prize with that.
Okay,
so at the museum.
One of the art activities are these snowflakes.
We're going to make snowflakes this morning with Mary. So what we're going to do is we've already folded our paper, and we're just going to 3 times, and we're just going to start snipping on this, and you can cut a pattern however you want. And the beauty of snowflakes is that they're very symmetrical. There we go. Well, that's okay.
The first mistake.
It's already snowing here. So we can cut patterns however we want.
So I love this because it's so creative. The kids can do whatever they want, and nothing's wrong, unless you cut it off like I just did.
Oh, no, and you weren't even wrong there, Mary.
Okay, good.
So each day we'll be making 2 activities.
Okay.
And that's going to be from 9 to 5 each day. And the other part of this is that the fun continues at the WH Stark House. So they'll have 2 activities every day, too. So you can come out with your family, and these are activities for all ages.
Yes. So when you finish this, you can run over there and
absolutely. So you get
enjoy.
4 activities per day.
I love this. And you're covering all the holidays almost.
That's
with
absolutely
all of
right.
these.
So each day each 2 days we have 2 different themes. One day we'll be doing snow, so we'll be making snowflakes. We'll also be making winter landscapes inspired by our art collection.
That's really pretty.
So we have special art on view right now. We'll also be celebrating New Year's Eve.
You always bring me hats.
And so I always bring Mary hats, and Mary had this on earlier. So we'll make hats. We'll also be making drums to ring in the new year.
Love that.
And then the final days, we're actually going to be celebrating our books of hours. We have our medieval books of hours on view right now, and I think people are really going to be excited about making their own medieval shield.
What fun,
so a coat of arms. A lot of times families would put their coats of arms on those
hold that
books.
up so they can get that on another camera. So that's because I really want you to see that.
The coats of arms would be the family name on those books sometimes. We'll also be making illuminated letters, sculptures out of clay. So that'll be another activity that you can do while you're there. So and then, like I said, we'll have a scavenger hunt. You can come with your family and win a prize. So I mean, there's all sorts of things going on at the museum. It's going to be free for our members, and it's included with general admission. I don't think you can find a better deal.
No, I don't think you can either. And so much to do. So if you don't like one activity, you have another one to choose from.
So and here's a sample.
Okay, I'm so slow on the snowflake.
Oh, you're fine. I did a giant one. So a giant snowflake that you can make and have, hang them up in your house and celebrate the holiday season.
Yeah, I love that.
So
you're so good at it. I'm only halfway finished. So not even
but you're doing such small detail. That's what it is. You're doing small detail. I made giant cuts on mine.
But the good thing is you can do whatever you want.
That's absolutely. And there's no wrong way, and every snowflake turns out just individually and beautifully.
All right, let's put that information back on the screen. Again, that's almost every day next week except Christmas Day. And then after Christmas on January 2nd and 3rd still, and I guess the kids go back to school after that. So you have parents covered, really.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
All right. Jennifer, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
I have to finish this later. I have work to do.